Take a look at the Drudge Report. You're going to see a picture that you should never forget till the day you die. There is the Attorney General of the United States talking to a street agitator, Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton is in the White House talking to the Attorney General. Wait, it gets better. And behind them is the unqualified at any speed, Elena Kagan of the U.S. Supreme Court. Can you believe a man of this low nature, with no education, no qualifications whatsoever other than being a rabble-rouser, would be inside the power structure of this country, and yet people don't understand there's been a communist revolution. They have no idea what's going on right in front of their nose. So the Attorney General of the United States consorts with a man of such low esteem in this nation. And in the same photo, we see Elena Kagan, unqualified at any speed. It's astounding to me. And because of the antics and the threats of the Black Panthers and of Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, Zimmerman is going to get a quicker trial than the Fort Hood killer, Major Nidal Hassan, who killed 13 people and wounded 31 while pulling the trigger and yelling Ali Akbar. Can anyone listening to this show tell me that we live in a fair nation under Obama? Listen to what I said and say you heard it on the Savage Nation. And if you can disagree with a word I say, tell me what you disagree with. Zimmerman is going to get a faster trial than the Fort Hood killer, Major Nidal Hassan, who killed 13 fellow soldiers and wounded 31 in cold blood. While pulling the trigger, he was yelling Ali Akbar, and yet Holder and Obama refused to bring him to trial because he's a Muslim. Does that make sense to you? Does that make you sick? I'm the only one in the media who remembers the Fort Hood massacre. I'm the only one in the media who remembers the 22 SEALs, the Navy SEALs who were killed by being put upon an old, slow Chinook helicopter and flown into a combat zone, and they were shot down. There's been no investigation of that either in the U.S. Army. Why? Who put them on the helicopter? I ask these questions, by the way, in Trickle-Down Tyranny. It's not like I'm making it up on the spot. These are injustices. And if I stand for anything, it's to make certain that little things like this are not forgotten. So we have the most biased administration in American history. We have Eric Holder, who seems to be so biased that he only appears to be interested in punishing white offenders. Now, why do I say a thing like that? Let me give you my facts, and then you decide if I'm biased or he's biased. Where was the Attorney General when the so-called Reverend Al Sharpton demanded an uprising in Sanford, Florida, if the police did not kowtow to his wishes? Where was Holder when the Black Panthers issued a dead or alive bounty on Mr. Zimmerman? Where was Holder when a black congresswoman made false and racially motivated statements about Mr. Zimmerman? Where wasn't he when Black Panther muscle men tried to intimidate white voters with billy clubs and racial slurs? How about Michelle Williams? You know who she is? The chief of staff with the local chapter of the new Black Panther Party, and her comments about white people and what's going to be done to them as near as yesterday. What about Fast and Furious? Why don't you listen now to Michelle Williams, and you'll know what country you're living in right now under Obama.
Let me tell you something. The things that's about to happen to these honkies, these crackers, these pigs, these pig people, these people, it has been long overdue.
Long overdue. So what's about to happen to the honkies and the pink people is long overdue. I rest my case, ladies and gentlemen, of the savage jury. And I'm going to tell you once again, I'm going to tell you the same thing. We have an emerging dictatorship. We will all lose our constitutional rights unless we de-elect Barack Obama. And my book, Trickle Down Tyranny, is the single book you need to learn how to stop this leftist gang from seizing another term in office. And I rest my case. I'm not going to say this forever. I'm going to say it for another few days, and then it's going to be up to you to do what you think you need to do. And the fact of the matter is we're living in very dangerous times. I put myself at risk every day by saying these things. It would be much easier not to say them. It would be much easier to go along with a ha-ha show and talk about Teddy and a meatball. I can do that pretty well. But I believe that we're down to the wire here with this group. When I see the Attorney General of the United States looking the other way for people who are overtly breaking the law, trying to stir up race hatred, trying to stir up riots in this country and inviting them right into the White House? You tell me there is no tyranny going on? You tell me there's no bias going on? I would disagree with you.